All right, cool.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, this is the true podcast 20.
Yes.
Yeah,
The other one was an imitator. You could tell because I was on it.
Wait a second. So this one's going to be like what? This would be the full episode, full hour.
Yeah,
Okay.
We're going to talk about the exact same things, and everything David said, Tim's just going to say.
Probably not. Not necessarily, I should say. There might be some overlap, though. Some stuff might still be relevant. I mean, EA. Start talking about EA.
Oh.
Did you guys talked about the Battlefront 2 microtransactions, correct?
A little bit. Neither of us were particularly well versed with it.
Oh boy!
All right, I'm going to leave the room and let Tim rant.
Okay, so you know how most games, you know, they're garbage. They all got the loot boxes in there. Games suck.
Are you implying video games are supposed to be fun?
Perish the thought. But most games just have loot boxes and they say they're optional or whatever. Well, this one, it's not optional. Not only is it pay to win, which has been proven, and in fact, DICE responded to the claims that it was pay to win, and they say, "We're hearing the criticism, and it is hard to dodge." Actually, those words, they said, hard to dodge, which is the most like corporate way of saying, yeah, it's pay to win. They were saying kind of in their defense, which I don't think it's an effective defense at all, because we know that nothing is going to change. They did say that it was just the beta, and the, quote, full system is not in there yet. But if...
so the beta's pay to win.
Yeah, hey, that still sucks. But even then, if the full system is not in the beta, if it isn't the same, it's only going to get worse for the full game. Like, that's how these go every time. Anytime that there is microtransactions, they either aren't in the beta and they get added later, or if they are in the beta, nothing gets better by the time they come out. Especially since betas only happen a little bit before the game comes out these days. They're not betas at all. Like, they're not there to test. They're there to build hype. That's it.
It's more of a demo.
Mm-hmm. It's a multiplayer demo. But anyway, the loot boxes are such a big part of the game that they are part of your progression. In fact, they are your progression. Worse so than Overwatch. The way you unlock a stronger perk is not, for instance, like how Call of Duty used to have it, where you could unlock pro versions of perks, which was still unbalanced and made it to where like players who just put more hours in got better stuff. That hasn't been in any of the Call of Duties that you played, but that was like, I think that started with Modern Warfare 2, which makes sense since they added
that one.
You played Modern Warfare 2 online?
Yeah, that was like my first Call of Duty online.
Wow, I didn't know that. Oh wait, no. I saw that you...
Did World at War come out first?
World at War came out... World at War was right before Modern Warfare 2.
Okay, then World at War was my first one, I think, that I played online.
I didn't actually know that. I thought you started with Black Ops 3.
Nah.
Okay.
Black Ops 3 is when I got really into it.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, back to Battlefront 2, the latest game I won't ever be buying. But your progression, like the way you upgrade aspects of each character, is by getting a loot box that gives you a better version of that perk. Or like, it'll give you resources to put into upgrading that perk. And some of the perks are like not only are there loot box modifications for your classes, but there's loot box modifications for the heroes that you can, like, you know, spawn as, like the Jedis and like Boba Fett and stuff. And Boba Fett is one that people really like pointed out. There's a perk that lets you become completely invincible while using his jetpack, and you can only get it out of a loot box. Oh man, I love
what perk is that?
Yeah, I love how EA's response to this, which I think was last week. EA's response was like, nah, stupid, it's not pay to win. And then DICE's response is, yeah, it's basically pay to win.
You can tell who made the game and who promotes it.
Mm-hmm. They also I think it was this week they started showing single player or like story mode footage for Battlefront 2, and I know we told like when I say we, I mean like people who didn't like Battlefront 1 like said that it could be improved by having a campaign, but this campaign just looks bad. Like the cutscenes look very expensive, but the gameplay just looks bland. And like I think some of the first
surprised they're going from the angle of you being or working for the Empire.
Yeah, that's cool. That's interesting, and that's as far as it goes. Because like the hands-on impressions from some journalists like GameSpot came out and they were like, yeah, it's not good. It's pretty boring. Let me see if I can find the actual article.
Well, I wonder if they'll at least have like a good story, maybe.
I seriously doubt it because, you know, the whole thing with EA. Oh,
Go
okay.
on.
Well, the whole thing with EA is that they publish bad games. And the thing with DICE is DICE has not made an interesting or entertaining campaign for a video game since Battlefield Bad Company 2. And that was a very long time ago, and they've made like 200 games since then, all with universally bad campaigns. Battlefield 1 had an okay campaign for like maybe 2 missions. It was fine. The rest of the time it was, hey, World War I with good graphics. Also, this is better in multiplayer. The campaign was just kind of a tutorial at best. So I don't know. I don't know why I thought, oh, they're going to add a campaign. I guess that adds value. Like it's something to play, but it looks so bland and basic and like bare bones. It's like enter a room with a bunch of waist high cover and it'll spawn some enemies until you leave. And that's essentially everything that they showed. Not only everything they showed, but that's what they were like, hey, play this. Here's our vertical slice. Here's what you can expect. Tell your readers about this. And the journalists are like, no, it's boring. It's bad.
You might not want us to do that.
Because what normally happens is a publisher or at least a developer, they know which part of the game is the best before the game comes out. Because like you'll see on IGN or GameSpot, there will be an article, like a hands-on article, and they're like, man, it's looking good. They gave us this mission that's like a little past halfway through the game, and here's all this cool stuff that happens. Then the game comes out, and the review comes out, and it's like, it's about a 5 out of 10. They're like, that one part was good, yeah, the rest of it, nah, not so great. There was like a behind the scenes.
Just play the demo.
Yeah, basically. That's what a demo's supposed to do. A demo's supposed to give you like a short little taste of the best parts of the game, because that's how you promote it. It's why, you know, like a movie trailer will show short clips of like the big action scenes in something like Star Wars.
Plus, if you pay that much for those scenes, you might as well show them as much as you can.
Yeah, get them to the people that aren't even going to end up buying it. At least to have your art out there in some way,
so that it'll be in their memory until the day they die.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, and the noise earlier. I don't know if you could hear it, Tim, but there was audible dog barking again because Leo likes to bark while I record now.
Yes, I've noticed. Yeah. No, he's almost becoming a member of the podcast. He's a co-host at this point. He's adding adding some texture to the stuff in the back. You know, like how
he's
radio
like Kramer.
show. Exactly. Leo's Kramer. Just bursts in through the door and starts like vibrating. Anyway, so we can kind of segue from EA being garbage to EA also being garbage.
Ooh,
where they
a nice change in topic.
They had that single player kind of linear story heavy game that was coming out. That was being made by Visceral Games, the guys that made Dead Space, and it was like the project lead was the lady that was the lead, I believe, on Uncharted 2 at least. I'm pretty sure she was the one that was like, she was like the main creative force she was the Kojima of Uncharted 2.
Uh-huh.
So Uncharted 2 is usually considered the best of those three, and you know that's a good pedigree if you're going for a linear kind of story-driven game. Well, EA canceled it, and they've now just guillotined Visceral and then took the rest of the body and threw it to the wolves. It doesn't exist anymore.
So here's my theory that I'm coming up with right now.
Okay, cool.
EA
I love
noticed
these.
that there's too much good stuff out there, and that people just, the average guy doesn't have enough time to play it all. So they're turning all the good stuff they make into bad stuff, so we have enough free time to play the actually good stuff.
You want to talk about going from...
He's not the hero we need, or not the hero we deserve, but the hero
we need. Like, talk about going from, like, the absolute, like, ultimate villain to, like, oh my god, they were the boss from Metal Gear Solid 3. You thought they were evil, but at the end, oh no, they were doing this for you. Okay, never mind. From now on...
I just punched my mic. I was getting excited.
That'll teach him.
As EA sheds a single tear and gazes off into the sunset.
Right after we launched it into the sun, we learned, he took all the world's nukes with him.
Arigato, EA. Arigato.
Well, anyway, yeah, they got rid of Visceral Games for us, and they canceled the game for us. Here's what they saw. They were like, okay, so everyone is done with Battlefront 2. Like, everyone, they already hate it. They already found out, it's also going to be more free-to-play garbage, more loot box, microtransaction garbage. They're like, okay, well, but people keep holding on to hope. And hope is the enemy. Hope must be destroyed. So this one thing that people are holding on to for, like, finally having a decent Star Wars game for the first time since Disney annihilated LucasArts, we're going to destroy it too. They did say the game is still coming, but it's been delayed, I think, indefinitely. And they said that they're dropping the single player linear format, and they're essentially turning it into Destiny Star Wars. So they're like, hey, what's the worst game ever made? Let's make that, but with Star Wars. Like they said, I think it's going to be a co-op focused kind of thing, and it's going to be structured around replay value, which means structured around you have to do this multiple times. Yeah, it's structured around grinding. Replay value, that's game dev speak for grinding. Yeah. So I think that's everything that we have to do with EA. I mean, for now, are the true heroes of the story. We just don't know it yet. The world doesn't know it yet. Me and you
We've
taught me.
uncovered the secret.
Yes,
you're hearing it here first, folks.
Yeah, the Pyrrhic heroes, the ones that sacrificed themselves, the ones that sacrificed Star Wars for the greater good.
Anyone that's willing to sacrifice Star Wars is doing it for mankind.
They're like, man, this is like the one franchise that's ever had consistently good video games. We gotta stop it.
We gotta give others a chance, man.
I mean,
but it's so good.
When else is Jan finally gonna play Deus Ex Mankind Divided? Not when he's playing Star Wars. We gotta give him that.
Man, Titanfall's the reason right now I'm not doing that. I'm probably gonna play that first, because that's like a 6-hour campaign, which is a lot less daunting.
Yeah, that's true. Are you ever gonna play it though?
Eventually, but
all right.
Starting big games makes me feel nervous, because it's like, whoa, I'm gonna have to do this for a while.
Yeah. Well, the thing with I haven't played Mankind Divided either, but I also didn't buy it. I got Human Revolution, and Human Revolution I think I played in 2 weeks and beat. It took me a while to get to it, but once I got to it, I was so there, and that was what I was doing, that I actually managed to finish it.
Right. It took me about 2 weeks as well. I spent a week and 6 days playing it, and I got about halfway through. And then one night, I sat down with some Red Bulls and just nonstop, all-nighter.
Yeah. See, okay, well, see, that's the good thing about those big games.
I was very sick the next morning.
Oh, yeah.
That was a lot of Red Bull.
Worth it. See,
that was expired, it turns out.
But see.
So pretty much formaldehyde.
You drink a bunch of expired Red Bull?
Yeah, not my best.
All right, let's do this. See, no, but like, if we had cybernetics, you wouldn't have had to worry about that. I mean,
Expired Red Bull might be able to eat through electronics.
that's a good point. However, the first layer of that is I can drink expired Red Bull. The second layer of cybernetics is I don't need Red Bull to stay awake. I no longer need to sleep.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. We'll get there someday, Jan. Hold on for hope.
Well,
Anyway.
while we're waiting for those updates, we can also wait for Halo the Master Chief Collection updates.
Oh, right. I forgot about this. And I'm excited about it because I get excited about old games that have made me mad and I've stopped caring about. I get excited about them being fixed.
So this came out in 2014, right? The Master Chief Collection?
I want to say it was before that. When did the Xbox One come out? Because it was a launch game, if I'm not mistaken.
I think around 2014.
It was either 2013 or 2014.
2014's when the game came out.
Okay. Yeah. 3 years later, and I'd say maybe 2 years after everyone stopped caring. Because for the first year, people were like, oh, they'll fix it. They gotta fix it. It'll get fixed. And they updated it like 20 times. One time... Oh man, this game's the saga. The Halo Master Chief Collection saga is one of the most beautiful things that needs to be committed to like historical record. At one point, there was an update that broke the game, and then I think a few months later, they had announced they were going to have a beta test for another update. And I think this is a year after the game came out. They were going to give it a beta for the update. The reaction to that, it's not that it was negative or that it was positive. It was that it was hilarious. The fact that it was funny, so funny, I think that made them decide, okay, we won't do that. Instead, they decided to delay the updates so they could do more internal testing because those people won't laugh at them while they're doing it. And they came
out first they had to find people to test it internally.
Without laughing.
Don't test that game.
Oh, yeah. Halo 5, I think in reaction to that, Halo 5 had tons and tons of extra testing. Not just from employees, but from regular old people, and then from pro players as well. Halo Master Chief Collection, no one's going to say it didn't have testing, but there is no record of it. There's no proof. You can't look at that game's launch version and say, nah, we tested this. There's all kinds of montages of Halo Master Chief Collection launch day, hilarity that went down. But anyway, this game's finally getting an update. They didn't
2018.
Yeah, or we're still having to wait for it.
So next year.
It'll be a 4-year saga. We'll hopefully come to a conclusion. I hope it ends in victory. I hope it ends in a win.
Ends in an HD version of Halo 3
Dude,
and Halo Reach.
Would it not be the coolest for them to just sneakily add Halo 3 HD in there?
Just not tell anyone.
Yeah.
If someone starts it back up, they're like, "Huh?
Yeah,
this
dude.
looks
The
really
stuff,
good."
the stuff we like talking about.
Yeah.
The stuff we always get excited about. Where it's like, dude, what if just what if some random game from 8 years ago just got some update just for free, and it's like, oh, what's this? Turns out it's Half-Life 3 in all of its glory.
Tim, we're gonna have to make a video game.
Oh, we're gonna have to, and we're gonna have to
be those madmen.
Yeah, we could. Honestly, I don't know what's stopping anyone from just making Half-Life 3 at this point.
I think some people are actually trying to. The people that made the Black Mesa game.
Dude, They have my blessing.
And they did a fantastic job remaking Half-Life 1, so I trust them. Oh, wow. This looks very different. Oh. I just got the update for the Xbox One dashboard.
Oh, yeah. Xbox One got a huge update.
I do not know what these buttons do.
Yeah.
It's also very glowy.
Yeah, they added a little bit of glow to it, and I only noticed...
A little bit.
It's a lot. It's a lot of glow.
Oh, yeah.
I was using it on my monitor, my PC monitor, which doesn't have... It's got very low saturation for the colors, but I use it because it's really fast, and I play fighting games. But I got it on my TV a little while ago, because me and Tabitha were recording the Halloween episode of Sibling Showdown, which will be coming out, I believe, next weekend. You can look forward to that. If you look forward to such things.
I do not.
But we got I figured. We were playing it on my big TV, and it was like, whoa, this is juicy. This is the Halo Forge juicy filter. Everything is so colorful and it pops so much. And God, it just makes more sense. Like once you actually learn where they've put everything, it feels pretty good.
It's gonna take a minute.
Yeah, it was a good update. I kind of wish that I wish more people did this. Like I wish that oh, actually, speaking of which, Nintendo just put out a big update for the Switch where they added video capture.
Oh, I've heard it's not very good.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay, cool.
It's only on like 5 or 6 games, and it has to be patched in. It has to be patched into each game. It's not part of the OS, apparently. Or
Good
like,
job, Nintendo.
It's kind of part of the OS, but not entirely. And not every game can use it. Yeah, they should at least get points for trying. I think they also sneakily added wireless headset updates, which doesn't affect me. I don't use wireless headsets. Too much batteries. But I mean that's fun. But
yeah, good for them.
I think the game capture, it's 720p, and I think the Xbox One was actually 720p capture until this update. This update, I'm pretty sure everything is now 1080p.
Try to keep up, Nintendo.
Yeah, it's almost spiteful. It's almost like, hey guys, we got game capture and it's 720p, and Xbox is like 720p.
That's cute.
Who uses that anymore? And Nintendo's like, you were just. And it's like, nah, it's 1080p.
Look at it; it's beautiful.
Welcome to the future. But yeah, that was the thing that happened. I closed that article out now.
Now, it is time for updates, isn't it? Because Gears of War 4 is getting an update too.
Oh,
and
for
a
real?
Halloween event.
I wonder.
Yeah, it's
Ooh.
getting 2 new maps.
Oh, Gears Halloween.
And I don't see anything specific, but I see a man with a jack-o'-lantern head.
That's what you need. Okay, see, video games are terrible and unfun. And
you should not waste your life with them.
you should not waste your life with them. And everyone making them is a scumbag. But
Every single one, except the Cuphead makers.
yeah, they're the only 2 guys. Only 2 guys in a sea of garbage.
For now.
I hope that this starts a movement. You know,
Oh,
they already
they're
sold
gonna
over 1
become
million.
garbage.
Oh no. Oh okay. Oh no.
Cuphead loot boxes.
Get
Get a
Cuphead
chance to win a
2
new
always
cup.
online. You do co-op raids and everything is loot boxes. Nah, but Cuphead sold over 1 million copies. So I hope people look at that and are like, what is that?
People like it when you're not a jerk and make a good game.
People like
What
it
is
when
this?
not only do you make a good game, but you make a game that is really controversial and makes lots of people angry at it. But you're not doing anything scummy. You just made a difficult game. People will still like that, and people will give you money.
I've got one last update thing, if you want to hear that.
Oh, okay, go for it.
TF2. The absolute
yes!
madman.
Oh my god, yeah.
This
Is it a
game's
Halloween
10
update?
years old. It doesn't look like it. It's called Jungle Inferno. It's like
Yeah, but it's got like
Sasquatch
Yetis and
themed.
stuff, and Yeti's kind of a monster. I don't know. It didn't
I've
seem
never
very
really
Halloween-y.
associated- I
Yeah.
associate Yetis more with Christmas.
Do you?
I
Oh, like Abominable
Yes.
Snowman. Yeah. Now that makes sense. But it's in the jungle. This is more like Bigfoot, only he's got white. That doesn't make any sense. What the? Valve.
They don't care. They're
I
doing
don't
their own
accept
thing.
this update anymore. Yeah, apparently Pyro, like, people are saying this is going to be the Pyro update, and apparently it is. Like, Pyro not only is getting a bunch of new equipment, and he's getting, like a freaking jetpack. Yeah. Call of Duty Pyro, but he's a lot of his stuff like got completely reworked. Like I think one of his most popular primaries got its air blast removed, which apparently that's a massive nerf for that one primary, because like that's what it was being used for. I can't remember which one it was exactly because I can't remember the names of TF2 items, especially if they're Pyro items, because I don't think I've ever played Pyro, especially not air blast Pyro, but. Yeah.
I was excited, and I can't believe they're still putting out updates 10 years later.
I know. It's like right after the 10-year anniversary, they came out with an update. And this is not the same thing as like the Master Chief Collection update saga. This is, these are updates that are just adding things to the game and changing stuff around and buffs and nerfs.
I'm willing to bet they didn't put that update on consoles.
Oh, yeah. Dude, but wouldn't it be nuts if the orange box got a huge 40 gigabyte update that added
That's underselling it a bit.
Yeah, well, I guess so. I think 40 gigs is the size of the game. At least that's the size of the Steam download on my computer. But that's why I was in that ballpark. But an update came out that added all of the previous updates to the free-to-play one. That would be pretty crazy.
Be crazy.
And it's only the 360 version, because to do the PS3 version, Valve has to go through EA. God, good times, crazy times. That's not video game stuff. I'm going to stick to video game stuff until I'm out of it. So the games with gold, like it already had Gone Home, but recently they added the Turing test, which I know nothing about. I don't even know if that's the actual.
I'm downloading it now.
What if the Turing test? What if I take it and I lose? Does that mean I'm a robot?
It means you're not human.
Finally.
So, if I remember correctly, the Turing test is.
You're talking about the game or the actual thing?
The actual Turing test.
Okay.
Isn't a great qualifier as to whether something's a robot or not, but it's one of those things that people just kind of ran with.
Okay. It became trendy. It's got alliteration.
It's like those Myers-Briggs tests.
Yeah, those. What are those?
Those are those personality tests where you're like, I'm an INTJ, so...
Oh, you mean those things that pegged me perfectly?
Right. Well,
I can actually refer people to mine. I can't remember what mine is, but I can refer people to them, and it's like, yeah, man, this is creepy, but that's basically me. It worked for me, at least. Most people, I'm sure, lie, though.
It varies. Also, it's possible that some of them are worded to make it sound like it works for you.
And
like with astronomy, or what are the things called with the stars?
Astrology.
Astrology, that's it.
Yeah, it's also possible that the way that they're laid out on websites and stuff like that, the wording is to make you feel good about it. They never include, you're a dirtbag. Like, that's not a personality they include. And that personality is real.
I got an FUCK, and it says I should jump off a bridge.
I mean,
How's
I can't argue with that.
Personality trait?
It's the personality trait of shoot on sight. If you see this, you need to kill it. But other than the Turing test, they just added Medal of Honor Airborne. And Medal of Honor Airborne is the only Medal of Honor game that I don't think I've ever played.
Well, have I got good news for you. It's on Xbox Live.
It's on Xbox Games with Gold. Your time has come. But Medal of Honor Airborne came out at the time that everyone that was playing Call of Duty and Medal of Honor and Brothers in Arms, it came around the time that everyone switched to Call of Duty because they had switched to Modern Warfare. And that was like a huge, big old thing that happened. And Medal of Honor was still doing World War II, so it was like, what's this? That's this garbage? Yeah. And then notice that EA's trying to pull this right before Call of Duty World War II comes out. They're like, hey guys, remember this? We were doing this way back in the day. Yeah, we were here first. That being said, I still want to play it just because it's a missing
World War One.
Huh?
Wait, which game are you talking about?
Medal of Honor Airborne.
Oh, I was thinking you were referencing
Battlefield
1.
Yeah, well, different World War, shockingly. But
the fact that we've had two.
The fact that not only that there was World War II, but that it was better in every way. And when I say better, I mean cooler. I'm of course, just morality's out the window. None of that matters anymore. I'm just this war was cooler.
And everyone knows the reason we fought World War II. World War One, some guy got shot in Uzbekistan or something. I don't know.
All right, yeah, I mean,
like
we'll go with that.
Ferdinand?
Oh, yeah, that dude. Don't name your kid Ferdinand. It's too
That's
many.
just asking for him to be assassinated and start a world war.
It's also too many D's in a name that starts with F. Right?
It's like
Ferdinand
Fudd with 3 Ds.
I was just saying that to be kind of a non sequitur, but let's expand on it.
Are you ready for half an hour of us talking about names that start with F and have far too many Ds?
Yes. No. Actually, I retract
Good,
that
because
statement.
I'm out. Ferdinand and Fudd with 3 Ds. That's it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I don't think Fudd is necessarily a first name unless you're one.
It will be once I have a kid.
Unless you, one, are a scumbag, and two, have children. But back on the video games and less about the World Wars. So I think it was a while back. It was right around when Sony had officially said that they weren't going to make any more PS Vita games, and Microsoft had bought Minecraft, and they
I thought
said,
you were about to say Microsoft started making PS Vita games.
"Okay, let me finish." And it was when Microsoft had just bought Minecraft and said, "Now don't worry, the PS Vita of Minecraft is still coming out." And that year, Microsoft came out with more PS Vita games than Sony did.
Oh, I was making a joke.
No, that's exactly what I was leading to.
Fact mirrors fiction.
Yeah, but that was a while back. Now we see that there is a new publishing label from Sony called Unties, and they're making video games for Nintendo Switch and PC, and it's owned by Sony. So I guess Sony just decided, you know what? We steal all of Nintendo's ideas 2 years later, and they always suck. Why not we just start making games on Nintendo systems? Just cut out the middleman. Just go straight for it.
All right, we got a PS5. You just plug it into your Wii Switch 2.
They brought back the Wii label. The absolute madman. I think Nintendo recently gave a reason for why they weren't putting Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon on the Switch, and I think whatever they're saying, it's probably just corporate BS, when the real reason is it would be expensive to rebuild an entire game on hardware that is nothing like the 3DS. So that's the actual reason, or whatever they're actually giving. And I think it's
not a bad reason.
Yeah, no, it's not a bad reason. I think it's kind of ridiculous that people had such a fit that wasn't happening. It's like, it's not even the same at all. Like, it's completely different hardware. And not only is like the 3D,
you've already clearly got a 3DS.
Yeah, it's like, why are you complaining? It's going to come to something that you already have. Now, see I think that camp really just wants something on the Switch. And they want something substantial, like a Pokemon game. Because most of the games on the Switch, at least the ones I have, are short kind of action games. And that's about all there is. Like, I think I have Sonic Mania, Splatoon 2, which is multiplayer. And I don't play Splatoon 2 when I go anywhere, because I have to connect to every place I go to, like connect to the Wi-Fi, and that's a pain. So I don't play it. I just play Sonic Mania. I got one other game. I can't even remember what it is. Where is my Switch?
Oh, you got that Neo Racing or whatever.
Oh yeah, Fast RMX. Yeah, okay, yeah, racing game. That's good. There's, other than Breath of the Wild, there is nothing substantial. No, like,
We get Mario soon. The kids love the Marios.
No, that's true. But I'm talking. This was like in March, I think, when
and Mario vs. Rabbids, isn't that a Switch game?
Yeah, but that's also basically XCOM. And
yeah, that's a good thing.
If you need a niche game, it's XCOM. It's like, hey, you know RTSs? Yeah, I mean, they're all right. They're not that great on console, and they're like, what if we made it turn-based?
And threw Mario and Rabbids in.
Yeah.
Eh? You XCOM folks want to switch now?
See, with me, with this customer, that not, one despises things that are turn based, and two despises the rabbits more than most things. Not a good sell for me. Then again, I probably wouldn't buy Pokemon either.
Probably not.
Do you have any more game stuff to talk about? Because I think I've exhausted. Wait, no. Big thing, big bad thing. Who is the true villain / true hero? Is it EA or is it Activision? Activision's threatening to be the true villain / hero.
What are they doing?
With their patent that recently got leaked. I think I talked about this in the chat. So since it's Activision, I'll use the example of Call of Duty. And I'll use the example of, like, in Black Ops 3, they had all the unique weapons that got added into the loot boxes. That was the only place you could get them. Well, this new patent for this matchmaking system they're using is based around microtransactions. And the way matchmaking is supposed to work is you find people that are of similar level to a player and you put them in a lobby with all of them. And if you're doing like really good, like if you're just dominating everyone in the lobby, they're like, all right, well, that'll go into the data, and next time we look for a lobby for him, we'll look for people that are better than the people he was just with. Because it's never fun to get stomped, and at least for the average person, some people love going into a match and just dominating everyone like consistently. Mm-hmm. But I think that makes me bored. I like closer games, and I think
I want a challenge.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of that's what you generally want to go to for most people. You want it to be close, and also you want to let a newcomer fight a bunch of newcomers. They're all kind of figuring it out, and then a veteran. If a veteran isn't being challenged, he's not going to give a crap. So that's the system that most everyone agrees with. Well,
sounds like a good system to me.
Yeah. Well, we have to destroy it. It must be destroyed in the name of loot boxes and microtransactions, because Activision has patented a system that will match up a new player with a veteran player, specifically if that veteran player is using a weapon that they have got, and this is still the example, specifically if that user has earned a unique weapon and is using it in that match. So, and not just any player who has that weapon, a veteran, like a better player, so that noob will get beaten. It's there so they can get beaten with the microtransactions, so that they can be coerced into buying the microtransactions themselves. Coerced is a bit of a strong word, but
an accurate one.
Maybe. It's basically to be like, hey, you want to get better? You better buy things. And look at this guy. He's a pro. He buys things. And
don't you want to be a pro too, like him?
Exactly. And you know what else it means? It also means that buying microtransactions gets, not only is pay to win for better weapons, but it puts you in rooms with new people that
which means if you want to buff your KD,
you
just buy something.
Exactly. It's monetized KD buffs with extra steps, of course, but it's like the whole classic publisher defense of, this is for people who want to save time. If you want to save time on getting better at a game, here, we'll improve your KD. There you go. Now you're better at the game.
If you want to save time, don't play video games. They're literally made to burn time.
That's the... Oh my gosh, you're so true. It's right. You were correct.
I'm speaking truths. The word of the video game gods is flowing through me today.
It's a disturbing truth. Video games are supposed to be there to be fun, but now it's literally
You got to go to work so that you can play games.
It's work that you're paying for. Man,
they're Tom Sawyering us.
I know they are. It's brilliant. Anyway, if there's anything you learn from this, it's don't buy nor play any video games. Mm-hmm. If you
read a book. Those oftentimes don't have DLC or loot boxes.
Oftentimes, not until EA and Activision start publishing books, we're going to see a new era. Ebooks paved the way for this. This is why technology is evil, guys. If you do want to play a video game, go for something like pre-2008. It's probably fine. It's probably all
Join
good.
the military.
Don't.
The most realistic graphics out there.
You'll die sooner.
You might.
Hey, it's saving time. Get you closer to death. Put yourself in dangerous situations, guys.
Speaking of which, the giant robot duel happened.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen it. I didn't see. I knew it was going to be disappointing, but I still saw it as like a stepping stone. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
I'm glad that this is going to make money and people are going to watch it, because the second or third or fourth time this happens, it's going to be amazing. And I want to like, I don't want to see anyone die, right? Not necessarily.
It's like WWE. You don't want to see them die, but you kind of wonder, are they going to commit to it?
Yeah, and it was an actual fight, right? Like, it wasn't like, let's put on a show. It was like an actual, let's see who will win.
I think the first round definitely was. I'm not sure about the other two rounds because things started getting a bit flashier and less precision.
But like, what do you think of when you think, I want to see a giant robot fight? You want to see flashy stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
well, yes.
I guarantee you, no one really cared. Or it's like, I want America to win, or I want Japan to win. It was more, I want this to be entertaining to watch.
Right, like WWE.
Exactly.
So the first round, this is a little spoiler for the first round, but like,
it's been a while.
The round is 5 seconds long.
Yeah. It's a UFC fight.
The Japanese robot just turns its 2-ton arm forward and goes full speed at 18 miles an hour into the American one and just knocks it over. And then after that, the Americans got their like real mech out and there was an actual fight. But
yeah,
I think after that they were like, maybe we should, maybe we see why WWE does this. Because if John Cena comes out and punches a guy in the throat, it's going to be a real short fight.
Yeah, and that's why Roman Reigns is the worst, because his signature move is to punch someone and win.
You know how you were saying this is paving the road?
Yes.
Well, it looks like China's building theirs.
Okay.
And
we have to defeat China.
Not only is it called Monkey King...
Oh my gosh!
But it looks like a giant monkey is able to function on either 4 legs or 2 and has a giant bow staff on its back it can use as a weapon.
Yes! Finally! Okay.
We were blessed to be born in the age where giant mech fights is real.
Giant mechanical monkey fights. That's what I'm talking about. He's called Monkey King? That's like Chinese mythology and stuff. That's sick! I am so on board with this. Who are they going to fight? I'm going to
send you a link so you can add a picture.
Yeah.
Wait for it. Here.
Where is it? Why are you lying?
You can't see it yet. You'll see it.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I'll put that up there. Whoa. That thing actually moves?
I don't know if they're like done with it, but
dude,
if that's what they're building.
Sick. This is what I want. All right. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, okay. Today, this is a good era to live in. I used to think this era sucked, the music's garbage, the video games are garbage, but the mech fights.
Not all the music's garbage.
Oh, right, Wu-Tang just came out.
Wu-Tang's new album. You heard me and David go into depth on that in the 19.5 episode.
I wish I could go in depth on it, but I can only listen to the first 4 songs, and I refuse to listen any further because the track 5 doesn't work for me. I've listened to it on Google Play on 2 different devices, and it skips after the first 2 seconds.
I bet you could find it on YouTube.
I bet I could, but then they're not getting support when I do that.
Well, just have it play in the background with the audio off on Google Play. Bada bing.
Have it play in the background with the audio off. What?
Right, so it's still registering as it's playing on Google Play.
Oh.
They get paid.
No, but it only plays the first 2 seconds. I'll just have the whole
the first
album
song
on loop.
repeat. It doesn't matter.
Do the full album on repeat on Google Play. All right, because if anyone actually deserves to make money making music, it's Wu-Tang. Anyway, hopefully I will have listened to the entire album by the next podcast, and I can talk about it then. That'll be a nice change of pace. We never talk about music on here, mostly because...
Well, that's enough about music. You know what's happening November 17th?
Is that Thor?
Almost. It's Punisher.
Oh, right. Oh, wait, is Thor coming out before Punisher? Thor is pretty soon, isn't it?
You know, I know this off the top of my head, and I'm definitely not biting for time.
Oh, yeah.
Thor 2 was called The Dark World, for those that don't remember.
It sure was. I'm not going to help you.
Thursday, November 2nd is the release date of the new Thor movie.
Okay, so it's after Halloween. Darn.
And Stranger Things Season 2 is coming out.
Oh, yeah. Dude, okay, for Stranger Things, I really hope this is... Okay, I've been avoiding trailers and stuff for it, but what I really, really want to happen is I want this to complete the story, and for Season 3 of Stranger Things to be about something else. And different characters.
That'd be cool.
Not that I dislike these characters. I love these characters and I love these actors.
You don't want it to become bad?
Yeah, I don't want it to be bad. And if Stranger Things Season 2 is good, and I don't know if it'll be as good as the first season, but if it's good or if it's better, then I think we absolutely should stop. Because it almost feels like lightning in a bottle, especially when you have that many young actors that are that good. Like... Pretty soon, you know, they're gonna be dead from meth or crack in like maybe
a month or two.
Yeah. Like the child star syndrome is gonna hit them bad because they're really, really famous, and their careers are gonna either they're gonna die or their careers will be in the toilet, and it'll kind of be like, I don't want to see the beginning stages of that when we were still watching the show. So I want it to end as early as possible. And I know basically like no one's going to agree with me on that. They're going to be like, no, I just want it to keep going. If it's still good, just keep doing it. But it's not really how it works normally.
You're caring about the children.
Well, not even necessarily that. Like,
oh, so you're selfish.
I am. Sure, the children being in slightly less volatile situations, you know, such as being famous.
Or being attacked by an interdimensional alien.
No, I'm talking about IRL. You idiot. No.
I assumed it was a documentary.
Oh, did I just ruin it for you? I'm sorry.
Well, that's depressing. Also good, I guess. I've been scared of that thing.
I've been really afraid of the Upside Down. I haven't played D&D since I saw it.
I haven't brushed my teeth in weeks. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I'm being very careful.
Well, the last scene in Stranger, the original one, is when he goes to the bathroom and is at the sink. I think you probably had a reaction to seeing sinks, so you've just kind of avoided them. And you can't brush your teeth without a sink. That's true.
I tried doing it in the toilet, and people started giving me weird looks. I did it at work, by the way.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, one time I brushed my teeth over the toilet, and it was because the bathroom I was at, it was a hotel bathroom, and it was so packed. I traveled with my whole family, and we had one tiny little bathroom that they were brushing, like, there was like 4 people at the sink, and I was like, fine, I'll just hang over the toilet, and had it drip into the toilet. I, of course, didn't wash my face in the toilet water, but...
You put the toothbrush in it to wash the toothpaste off, put it back in your mouth, give it an extra little bit of cleaning.
Yuck.
But yeah, Punisher.
Yeah, Punisher. Back on Punisher. I haven't seen any of the new trailers. I saw the first trailer and I was like, I'm done. I'm good. I don't need any more. I'm going to watch it.
I think they had another one come out, but I haven't watched it. It's coming out soon enough to where I feel like I don't need a trailer.
Yeah, always the whole launch trailer thing, or like the premiere trailer. It's almost like, why? Why watch a trailer when now it's a thing that you can watch, especially with a Netflix show. It's like, I don't have to drive anywhere to see that. I don't have to catch it at a certain time on the television. Convenient. It's right there. I can watch it on my dang phone. But yeah, man, I'm really excited for the Punisher. John Bernthal, that was like,
That was a good choice.
I know it's like the gold standard is Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, but I think John Bernthal is just as good as Frank Castle. I think that's on the same level, in my opinion. Like, it makes that much sense. It's gotten to the point where anytime I see Frank Castle in a comic book, even though he looks nothing like him, like John Bernthal does not look like a way that Frank Castle has ever been drawn, but I always hear his voice and the way he speaks. That's the way that I read him. So that's a good sign. Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I can't wait to review that. And unlike you, I'm actually going to watch it.
I'll watch it eventually. I'll just be, out of town when it comes out.
I'll watch it. Oh yeah, you're going to be gone for a bit. How long are you going to be gone?
10 days.
10 days. Okay.
Maybe 11. I think we're spending the night in California on the way back.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I'll bring you some real Californian soil.
Finally, to plant my palm trees in. They've been waiting for a good home.
They keep dying here in this cold weather.
It's clearly the soil.
The warm Californian soil. They'll grow.
Right, that'll fix it. But okay, so yeah, two kind of big Netflix things happening. But speaking of TV, here's I'm going to go to TV before jumping right back to the movies. And honestly, not much is happening with movies, not much news. But I went on to the homepage of Rotten Tomatoes, and they got their little segments. They got like movies opening this week. It's mostly garbage. New TV tonight, top box office, all that good stuff. But then I see most popular TV, and I've noticed with Rotten Tomatoes scores, it's very binary. Like, you're either up there in the 90s or a straight 100, or you have like 1. And everything on here is fresh, save for 3 shows that are all that all involve people I can't stand. And I just felt really vindicated. First of all, at 19%, we've got The Orville, which is, Seth MacFarlane, one of my least favorite entertainers. Then we got, at 8%, Marvel's Inhumans, so Scott Buck.
Surprisingly high.
For real. And then we got something that I hadn't heard of, but as soon as I clicked on it, I was vindicated. It's called The Good Doctor. It's rotten at 41%.
House.
But it well, I actually don't know what it's about, but I clicked on it and saw the star. And the star is Freddie Highmore. And Freddie Highmore, those people who's like, that person has a punchable face. Freddie Highmore has a punchable being. Everything about him I want to punch. And he was the kid. He was the main kid in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and the Spiderwick Chronicles. And then he voiced Astro Boy in that horrible movie.
Horrible.
It was horrible. Astro Boy was a terrible, awful movie. But I find him insufferable, and I guess I just get a spiteful enjoyment from the things he's in doing poorly. I never saw Bates Motel. I heard that was pretty good, but I didn't watch it because he was in it.
All right, well, I think I might have to head out.
Oh, okay. Well, then...
I forgot I have to drive there.
Yeah. How much time did we run? We're almost at an hour. Okay, well, I got one more thing I want to talk about. And it's movies opening this week. Basically, don't go to the movies this week. Because
Tim, I have a movie pass. Do you?
I do too! I finally got mine! I almost cried. It's been, I think, a month and 1 week since I ordered
Blade Runner?
Have I seen what?
Blade Runner?
Oh no! I mean, I'm gonna see all the movies that I missed. I'm gonna see Blade Runner. I'm gonna see it. But opening this week is just a storm of awfulness. We got Geostorm at 11%, and that's not even the lowest rated one coming out this week. We got The Snowman, which is at a 9%.
Spooky.
Yeah, and it looks really bad. And then we have Tyler Perry's Boo 2, a Medea Halloween. And that's at 8%. And then we got Jungle 53%, Leatherface 33%.
They
Same
made
kind of
Leatherface?
Yeah. They made another Texas Chainsaw movie. Only it's Leatherface. I think it's his origin story. I've actually been hearing a lot of mixed stuff about that. I've heard that some people really like it, but most people really don't like it.
The people that like it are probably just wrong.
Well, I think in the case of this movie, I think it might have a little special something that is worth more to some than it is to others. Because a lot of the negative reviews are people are saying, nah, it sucks, but like the cinematography was really good. A lot of people are saying it has good cinematography. So it might be really pretty, and that's about it. But don't go to the movies. It's nothing but garbage.
I'll go do that now.
All right. Also, bye, Jan. It's into podcast
Bye.
episode
Click.
20.
That was the dial tone.
Yeah, I got it. I got the joke. You didn't
Thanks
need to
for
explain it.
tuning in to podcast episode 20.
The true episode. The definitive episode 20. The one that wasn't half the length.
The one you had to pay for the DLC to have the complete
Oh my
experience.
god, this is the DLC. We came out with it a week later. We're scumbags. It's not day one DLC, but what are you gonna do? Marvel vs.
can't
Capcom
stop
Infinite
us.
releasing 3 characters that were already in the game like 3 weeks after the game came out, saying, hey, give us $20.
Game development. Goodbye.
It's evil.
Yeah, we also have a YouTube channel. Check out Dude Wrong. Okay, I'll stop.